test your focus. Top 25 team against an unranked opponent. Can you take care of business? As we'll see, the Astronauts taking on the third-ranked team in the land, the Oklahoma Sooners. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, joined here in the booth, as always, by David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. Guys, let's tee this one up. And the Astronauts will put total leather to crank us up. And he takes this from inside the 5. Just never had a chance to shake loose, and he'll be brought down at the 24. The Sooners offense is on the field for the first time today. And here comes the quarterback, and one thing you know for sure, with this team, as he goes, so goes the offense.
And he's a big-time talent, Reese. This guy can hurt you in a multitude of ways, throwing and running the football. He's going to have to be dialed in, though, because this defense is going to give him a lot of different looks. It's really important mentally this QB is on his game.
Really nice job to squirt his way up to the 31-yard line.
I know it's sexy to throw the football, but if you can pound it away and get these kind of gains, they will just add up, wear the defense down, get first downs, and ultimately get some points.
They'll run it out of the shotgun. Still on his feet at the 45. He found plenty of room, and he gets it to the 39-yard line.
I love that play call. This offense is going to run the football. They're not just going to do it between the tackles, but they're going to attack you outside. You saw that with that handoff. They get to the right. They get him in space using his speed. Good play call.
Whole situation changed after that last big play. Now it's 1st and 10 from the 39. They'll run it from the gun. What a nifty run there to pick up the first down.
That's a nice run. This guy has it all, doesn't he? He has speed, he has shiftiness, and he has power. The power reminds me of an old great Sooner running back, Marcus Dupree. Arguably one of the most gifted runners college football has ever seen. A guy that didn't quite pan out at the NFL level because of injuries. This dude has it in him, though, and I'm sure he's reminding a lot of people in the stadium right now of good old Marcus Dupree.
And he's able to find a little bit of running room before they get him down. Got 8 on first down, now looking at a 2nd and 2. On the ground, it's Daniels. And he's knocked down, but not before moving the chains.
I think it's really important for this offense. They get this guy going early in the game, and they're doing a nice job of that right now. Remember, he's the kind of running back who gets better as the game goes on. That's a really good omen for this offense, considering his success now early.
That was an eyelash away from being picked off, and that is not the way to set the tone with a near pick on your opening drive. And the pass is incomplete, jarred loose by the hit. Boy, they'd love to move the sticks here and take a shot at it on 1st and goal. On 3rd and long, try to convert through the air. Working the middle of the field, and it's complete. Couldn't quite nudge it in. Not sure you could get much closer, but it'll be 1st and goal. Defense is backed up. Shadow of the goalpost, trying to defend their own end zone. They'll try to get it in with the run. And he takes it in for the score. Touchdown, Oklahoma!
The offense goes as he goes, so really no surprise on the opening drive. They keep feeding him the football. He showed you all of his ability on that TV.
Lining up to tack one more onto that lead. And with the extra point, they get the first 7 of the game. So they put together a 9-play, 75-yard drive. And they finish it off with a short plunge into the end zone. Giants offense headed onto the field. Our first look at them today. As we take a look at our impact players for this game, David, what do you look for to make an impact from your leaders?
Your leaders not only have to lead the football team, but they got to step up and make plays on the field, keep everybody calm. These guys typically do a really good job of it.
Yeah, David, and they also generally set the tone for their respective football teams. Regardless of which side of the ball they play on, the teammates look towards them to step up in big games like this.
And it's just simple first down run, showing your physicality, setting your offense up in a good spot.
On the option. One-step wrap, two-step squeeze. This junior knows how to get him on the ground. This crowd going to try to make life miserable for these guys. On the option. They've got the play bottled up. Fumble, it's out. Defense just cradling that fumble and securing it. Touchdown Sooners. And the defense doing work. That ball was squirting around on the field. Finally corralled by the defense, and they turn it into 6.
And it's so hard defensively. Do I jump on it and make sure I get it, or do I scoop it up and try to make the big play? He chose to scoop it up, and it pays off, makes the big play, gets the touchdown.
They'll try to add another to their lead. And the extra point makes it 14-0. The scoop and score. What a lift it can give to the defense. Not content to get the ball. They wanted to do something with it, and they did. He thought about bringing that out for a half second, but he'll take a knee and they'll bring it to the 25. And the offense takes the field, ready to go back to work. To say this has been a slow start is a bit of an understatement, and they really need to get it going here, Jesse.
That's right. The opponent, they're firing on all cylinders right out of the gate. Offensively for this unit, they've been slow and struggling. They need an explosive play to wake themselves up.
Yeah, and it's just the first quarter, so it's not the end of the world. You've seen slow starts, but you got to continue to pick and pick and pick until you find that play or that scheme that you can use against this defense.
Well, the QB decided to keep it on that one. And listen, if you had his athleticism, you'd want to keep it too. Almost every time they run these types of option plays. But he's just going to have to do a good job of understanding when to hand it off, when to pitch it, and try to keep this defense on their heels and read his keys. He's got a lot of talent. Just got to make sure he's making the right decisions moving forward.
Decibels rising as the crowd gets behind this defense on third down. From the gun, wants to pass. Grabbed in the middle, it's O'Neal. And he's not going to get there. The defense stands tall and makes the stop.
One of the things I love about this defense is they just have such great awareness, and they're always communicating. They understood the down and distance. They knew exactly what they needed to do to make the tackle to force the punt. That is so well done.
Fields to punt and tries to help improve that field position. He'll get it to about the 25 before they put a stop to the return. So Oklahoma has it again, and here comes the offense. There wasn't much need to throw it around on that last drive for the touchdown, Jesse. They got it done running the ball.
And David, I don't think you have to overthink this thing. If they can't stop you running it, why would you stop handing it off? Just keep at it here on this drive.
Well, and if I'm the defense, I'm making some changes. I'm bringing in more big bodies. I'm playing more aggressive towards the line of scrimmage. I am not going to let them have that kind of drive again.
Holding penalties, the ultimate drive killer. We'll see if it costs this offense here. Line gets set, first down. The run to the right. Finds some space, enough to get 5 to the 22.
I like this guy as a running back because he can run between the tackles and he can also go outside. He can really do it all.
Kept it on the ground last time. Let's see if they go back to it on second down. They'll run it to the right. At the 35, he's got room. And they don't drag him down until he gets all the way to the 46-yard line.
I bet that running back's eyes got so big when he gets that handoff going to the right and he sees the huge holes. Yes, please.
The defense just didn't flow quickly enough. All of the blockers had leverage on their men.
And that defensive line has to get off the ball a little bit better, get some penetration to stop that outside run.
Looking to move it through the air. Lost one deep down the right side. And they dialed up a shot play, but they couldn't hook up.
And as an offense, you want to stay aggressive. You want to keep calling these downfield shots. I know you didn't complete that one, but you want to send a clear message. You're trying to take the top off this defense. You keep calling downfield shots. You soften up the coverage. You get those safeties playing deep.
Hit the gas, kid. Wide open ahead. Touchdown, Oklahoma. And once he found open space, the band might as well start playing. No step back in week 3. They have been sharp as they extend the lead.
This offense is so good. Man, they can hurt you in so many different ways, and they do it so quick, so explosive. They can put small drives together, big drives together. They really had a great year, and that's why they're a top 10 offense.
The AT unit on the field. And the extra point is true, and the lead balloons to 21. Quick work on that scoring drive, just 4 plays. And they finish with a big play, a touchdown strike from the 46. The kickoff team takes the field to boot this one away. It'll come out to the 25. No attempt at a return. So, guys, we'll get another look at this offense. David, the punter got some work last time. They'd like to keep him on the sidelines in this drive.
Yeah, it's not something you want to say very often. You don't want the punter out there. This offense needs to get back lathered up and get a little bit more of a rhythm.
Best way to do that, identify where your best players are and just get them the football. Give these guys some touches to kickstart this offense.
And I like giving it to the fullback quickly against the 3 down front. You know, you got those 3 linemen. They're playing 2 gaps at a time, which means they're not really firing off and penetrating. So you can give it to the fullback and try to get downhill quick, and the linebacker comes and meets the big boy in the hole.
He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage.
How about the defender being a heat-seeking missile? He was on radar lock. He found the football and flew down with some bad intentions.
It's 3rd down from their own 34 as they try to keep the drive moving. The back goes in motion. Nice job to get it past the sticks, and they get him down at the 35.
And don't complicate things. Give it to the big fella. By the way, the fullback who blocks all the time, does all the dirty work. Hand it to him. Let him plow ahead, Palmer, and get that first down.
Are we in a time warp? Like, what year is this? Is this 1995? We're handing off to fullbacks again. That's a play that is basically extinct now in college football, but I love it because it caught the defense off guard, able to get a nice one there.
They'll line up for a 2nd down play. The option look. Gets it to the 46-yard line. 1st down for this offense. The Astronauts are marching down the field. Pre-snap motion, quarterback trying to get a read. He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple.
Well, just nothing doing on that last run, and they knew coming into this one they were going to be challenged, right? This is one of the best defenses in all of college football. For them to have any shot, they're going to have to do a lot better running the football.
And he doesn't find much running room, a short gain on the play. They line up with some serious work to do if they want to convert this one. Trying to move the sticks on 3rd down through the air. And that's incomplete. A defender all over him. Knocked the ball to the ground. 4th down coming up. And the Astronauts line up to punt it away. This will be the second time they've had to kick it away. I wouldn't quite call it a shank, but that's not exactly going to go on the resume reel. They'll put that return to a stop at the 33, but the offense set up in pretty good field position. Okay, so here comes the offense returning to the field. Decent field position to start this drive from their own 33. The give to the back. And they'll stop him just short of the first down, just inches away from moving the sticks. Now on second down. He's got it again. He goes down at the 47 after a 5-yard pickup.
Really nice run. This guy brings balance to this offense. It's not all high-flying aerial passing attack, too. You go back to Adrian Peterson, DeMarco Murray, Samaje Perine. They've always had guys in these spread-up tempo offenses that have been able to give them balance and force the defense to stay honest. That's exactly what this guy brings the Sooner offense.
Got 3 on first down at 2nd and 7. Leaves it with the running back. And a nice solid pickup there before the defense wrestles him to the ground.
When you're a defense, it is stop the run first. That is your first responsibility. It makes the whole game easy. And right now, they got it going on the ground. The defense is going to have to change something up. These little tiny dink and dunk, dink and dunk. You keep doing this, they'll go all the way down the field on you, so you might want to get a little bit more aggressive.
Well, as a defense, you know this is going to be a challenge every time you face this offense. They're one of the 25 best in the nation at getting first downs because they can pick them up in a variety of ways, including running the football. You have got to be physical when facing off against this offense.
Got it in the middle. It's Akbar.
I'll say this, man. In college football, you see a lot of bad tackling. You didn't see it right there. That was an awesome job. First off, being there at the point of attack. Once the tight end made the catch, there was no doubt he was going down. Great job form tackling.
And that corner came in hot despite knowing that he was giving up some size. A third down play coming from the 32 as they try to keep the drive going. He looks that one in nicely. Excellent job working through the air there, finding a hole in that defense and picking up a first down. The Sooners come to the line with a new set of downs. He'll come out throwing on first down. Buys a little extra time. Makes the grab on the left. He'll get it all the way down to the 8-yard line, and the defense is feeling the heat. The Sooners will try to put one on the board on 1st and goal. From the gun. Dances away. And he'll race it to the house. Touchdown, Sooner! Well, that didn't necessarily go as planned, but it was most effective in the end.
I love it, Reese. Down in the red zone, this quarterback didn't have anybody over. Didn't panic. He just decided, man, I'm going to go do this myself. I'm going to use my wheels and put up 6 on the board. He did just that.
They'll try to tack one more on their score. And the extra point makes it 28-0. And let's check in with Kevin Connors in the studio. Kevin?
All right, guys, a little update on what else is happening in college football this weekend. Florida State is down, but they are not out of it. Not there inside Doak Campbell Stadium, one of the more special places to watch a game in all of college football. It's a touchdown game. They're trailing by 7 to Wake Forest. Just another week of college football where we've come to expect the unexpected, fellas.
And how about that one? Kevin will be keeping an eye on everything going on elsewhere. About to kick it away after scoring the touchdown. And they desperately wanted to attempt a return, but decided not to. Instead, they'll take the touchback. Here comes the offense onto the field again. Maybe they learned something from their opening script of plays, David, but other than that, this has been an abject disaster.
And I think they learned what not to do. I mean, this has been an abject disaster. They haven't done anything right, offense, defense. Palmer, this one's ugly, and it's still early.
Yeah, I'd normally say, well, it's first quarter, just don't worry about it, there's time, but this is the worst start you possibly could have had. So they need to score a touchdown right here.
Really nice stop there from this senior leader.
You know, this offensive line, they just got to hold their blocks a little bit longer. This offense likes to run their quarterback undesigned plays. If you can just give him a little crease, he can take it the distance, but they couldn't get it done there.
Just nowhere to go against this defense to find that single yard he needed on third down. The Astronauts will bring the punt team onto the field. They'll look to pin him deep. Slips through the line. That nifty return sets up the offense and negates some of the yardage on the punt. Good field position to start this drive at their own 47. He's looking to throw it. He puts a lot of air under it down the sideline. And it slips through his fingers, incomplete. That would have been a huge gain if he could have squeezed it. They'll be able to get off one more play before quarter's end. Off the play fake. Going back to the well, another deep ball. And that one's going to be knocked down, incomplete, and we have knocked out the first quarter. We reached the quarter break with Oklahoma on top. They largely dominated this first quarter as indicated by the stats. This could be a pivotal moment in this game as we open the second period and they try to find a way to answer. They line up, and it is a long way to the sticks from here. On third and long, he has to throw for it. Fires to the tight end. Putting together a real scoring threat here as they pick up the first down of the 36.
On third down, offenses have their plays. What they like in third and short, what they like third and medium, third and long. Great job by the offense having success. Now it's incumbent upon the defense to learn their plays and try to shut it down throughout the game.
He knew exactly where he wanted to go with that one, and they've got enough for the first down.
And this has got to be so demoralizing for this defense right now. Having given up multiple first downs on this drive, somebody on defense has to step up, make a play, and stop the bleed.
He makes the connection. They'll get it down to the 8-yard line on that throw and catch, and the defense is backed up against the wall. And the Sooners are threatening on first and goal. Looking to throw it again. Snags it. He gets it in. Touchdown, Oklahoma. mean, the way this team has dominated this game, impressive to say the least.
And it's cool now because you're kicking the crud out of them so bad, you start to put the backups in, and all them get to get juice and get to get some playing time, get some feel good on the other side. Well, they're just taking them right to the face.
And he tacked on the extra point. Almost ready to kick it away after scoring the touchdown. He'll bring it back from inside his 5. And the returner is stopped. We'll see the offense make its way onto the field here, hoping for a successful drive. Their drive chart is starting to look a little monotonous. Punt, 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 David.
And their defense is starting to get a little frustrated, too. They just keep putting me back on the field.
Off he goes! And chunk plays are the name of the game, and they get one here before the defense finally makes the stop. Finally, this offense starting to shake the cobwebs and get things moving. It's 1st and 10. Goes to the option. And he has a solid gain before the defense bottles him up.
And as an offense, having success on a run play like that early in the game just opens up all the possibilities of your playbook moving forward. Play action, running the ball, throwing the ball, screens, anything is at your disposal at this point.
Fullbacks are very unselfish. One of the most unselfish positions you can find in football. They block 99% of the time. But when you can give them that rock, get a first down, those guys are really big. You know, they're really powerful. They usually fall forward. No nonsense, no jukes, just hitching them out.
Lost one on that last one. It's 2nd and 11. Here comes the option. He'll keep it himself.
These are the ones in the stands where you get booed if it doesn't work. Why would you run the ball on 2nd and long? You stink, OC. Or you get the big applause and you're like, yes, nice job. Keeping the manageable 3rd down situation. Good call. So tough spot to be in 2nd and long. Nice answer.
Strong pass rush gets to the quarterback, and they get him at the 46. He spent his whole career in the backfield, now 40 career sacks.
That is absolutely insane. A guy that can get to the quarterback that much. You know where he's at, Palmer. He's on the end of the line of scrimmage most of the time. You're pointing to him. There's the guy we got to make sure that doesn't make the play, and he gets to the quarterback time and time again.
There are very few players, I think, in college football, David, that you need to know where they line up each and every play because they're going to disrupt everything. This guy has been that all throughout his career. 40 sacks. That is unbelievable.
First down for the offense. Handoff to the single running back. He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple.
And the defense is going to have more plays like this. He has had a ball game so far, running wild all day long. Defense finally comes up with a stop. Maybe get a little momentum here.
Over 100 yards already in this game. So if I'm on defense here, I'm adding more guys to the box, anticipating that they're going to continue to give this guy touch.
He lobs one high down the left side. And a penalty flag comes in as that one falls incomplete, but this is going to be a positive play for the offense and defense with pass interference coming.
And the defender just way too handsy on that last play. You could see all the contact as the ball was in the air. He simply can't do it, and the referees caught it.
A costly penalty for this defense gives him a 1st and 10. He's going to pass. He'll take another shot here. And he's got it inside the 20. Touchdown Sooners! What a catch and run for 6.
You know, oftentimes in college football, the best offenses are the ones that can create explosive plays just like you saw right there. They're top 10 in the nation in points per game because they don't have to drive the field. They've got dudes scattered all over this offense that can take it the distance on any given play.
Lining up to tack one more onto that lead. And the extra point will tack another one onto this lead. And for a quick update, let's go to Kevin Connors in the studio.
Guys, let's take a look at what's happening in a great college football matchup. Eastern Michigan is in the unusual position of having to come from behind right now. But there's not a soul who doesn't believe they can't pull this off. It's a touchdown game. They're trailing by 7 to Hawaii. We'll circle back. If anything big happens, you should know about it.
Oh, and how about that? I know Kevin and those guys will be keeping an eye on it for us. Give to the big fullback. And he is stopped immediately by the big defensive lineman.
On the play.
Second down coming up. DB's locked up tight on the receivers. Looking to pass on second down. Finds his big tight end. A little more space. Open up that playbook even more as they pick up the first down out to the 30. Fresh set of downs after the completion. Running back goes in motion. Couldn't fight his way out of his grasp.
It's hard to run on a defense that comes off the ball like that and runs to the football like that. Good luck. No holes anywhere.
Got stuffed on first down. It's 2nd and 10. On the option. He'll do it himself. He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple.
I'll tell you, this is a hard defense to run against if you're going to go sideline to sideline because of that guy's speed at linebacker. He can get all the way to the perimeter, chase the quarterback down on the option, and make the tackle behind the line of scrimmage. Impressive.
Every defense in the country talks about getting offenses in predictable third and long situations where I can bring on more speedsters and I know the pass is coming so I can have more success.
He gets a block, working his way on the return up to the 40-yard line before he stops. Here comes the Sooner offense back onto the field. This offense has really been clicking in the game so far, Jesse.
No doubt. Everything their play caller is dialing up, these guys offensively have been able to go out and execute it.
Yeah, and it's just maintaining the lead. Keep doing what you've been doing. You got a big lead. Let's just keep piling it on until they find an answer.
He's brought down, but there's a flag on the field. Let's see which way that's going to go.
Hold it. Offense.
Just an obvious holding call there, and one that just kills an offense's momentum. Looking for a productive play on first down. Going with the ground game left. They make the stop, but not before he takes a chunk out of what they need to move the sticks.
You want to talk about making it easy for an offensive coordinator. You pick up a bunch of yards on first down, make that second down really, really manageable. That's a great job by the offense.
They'll go to the ground. And he won't quite get there, but boy, after that pickup, just a few inches to go for the first, an array of possibilities here. Ball spotted right at midfield as they try to convert third and short. They'll stick to the ground looking for the marker. That'll be enough for a first down as he crosses the 50 and gets it to the 48.
And I know it's... But those little runs just keep you on your heels, keep the sticks moving, making you understand, like, I'm going to do this. I'm going to be patient. A lot of offenses aren't patient. They get too big play happy, wanting to force the ball downfield. This offense is staying nice and patient right now.
Coaches always harp about staying ahead of the chains, and when you can run with that type of efficiency on first down, man, you are doing just that.
After the 9-yard pickup on first down, here's 2nd and 1. Softened him up with a run, now to throw. Got his man downfield. That is exactly what you're looking for when you talk explosive plays. The defense finally able to make the stop.
Well, the quarterback has looked his way early, and he's looked his way often all game long. Now he's got over 150 yards when throwing to that guy.
The Sooners have their offense in high gear. From the red zone, looking for a man. Receiver looks it in, it's complete. Touchdown, Oklahoma! A Great catch and run for 6. And after that last touchdown toss, look out, Baker Mayfield record could be going down for single-game touchdown passes.
And you think of all the great quarterbacks and the records that they put up with the Sooners, man. It's impressive. And this guy having himself a day, spreading the ball around, touchdowns palooza. What a nice day.
Now they'll line up for what they hope is automatic. And the extra point just tacks a little bit more onto this huge lead. So that scoring drive took only 6 plays. And they closed the deal with a 16-yard throw for the touchdown. He'll start the return inside the spot. And they'll haul down the returner to start us on the next drive. So we'll see the offense on the field to start this drive. They just didn't quite find the rhythm on that last drive, Jesse. They had to punt it.
I think they got to be more physical, David. I think up front they got to do a better job getting blocks and establishing this running game.
And how easy does football become if you're the more physical team? If you can threaten the run and then run play action, it opens up the whole offense at your disposal.
This offense has a second down play. DB's right up on the receivers. Motion trying to get the defense to show his hand. And he finds enough running room, and he's marked down at the 20.
Just a simple power play. Power football. Be strong, be big, be physical. Make it a fourth quarter game. Make them feel you. Keep them off balance.
On third down, he drops the throw.
I think the quarterback on that play on third down showing you his maturity and his experience. Nothing open. So you're not going to try to force the ball into coverage, risk turning it over, just throw it out of bounds, live to play another day.
Fields the punt and tries to find an opening. He's brought down, but a really solid effort to pick up every bit of yardage he could on the punt return. Here come the Sooners ready to go on offense. Really good balance on that last drive. They mixed it up all over the place, Jesse.
Yeah, how nice, too, to have the defense on their heels, because at this point, they don't know what's coming at them. They had problems stopping everything that last drive did.
So I think this defense would come back with a little more aggressiveness. I mean, they let them have what they wanted. Now they got to dictate to this offense a little bit more.
It's going to be important this offensive line is able to get a little bit of push. Just got to give this guy an inch, a little crease, and he can make yards for it.
They'll go right back to him. What a good run there. He has enough for the first down.
You ain't getting by all these guys right up the middle unless your offensive line and your tight ends and everybody is putting in the work up front, committing to blocking. The running back does a great job finding the hole, exploding through. How about that nice, big, huge gain? If I'm the OC, let's call that one again.
And he finds some solid space, makes a nice game before the defense is able to stop him.
A lot of times it's hard to see those linebackers coming down late and blitzing through a gap. The offense did a really nice job getting a hat on a hat, blocking up front so the running back could get some positive yards.
Power football with the run. And the defense finally makes the stop after the sweet run and good gain.
Well, the defense knew coming into this one it was going to be a physical game. Guys are going to have to be great at the point of attack and get off blocks and make tackles. They couldn't stop the offense from picking up that first down on that run play.
Able to get a couple on the play. He's down at the 9. We've reached the 2-minute warning, and they will try to build on what has already been a dominant first-half performance. Second down coming up on this red zone opportunity. Running back searching for a hole. He bullies his way all the way down to the 5-yard line. Not a lot of ground to cover and not much to defend. A big third down in the red zone. The give to the back. They'll get him stopped just short of the end zone, but they're in business here with a first down.
This is a top 25 offense in college football, and I like what they do. They can run the football on third downs when they need to. They show you right there. They've got some balance to them. They really know who they are. They have a good identity, and that's why they've been so successful this season.
Trying to slam in. And he takes it to the house. Touchdown Sooners! If these guys wanted to make a statement, the statement has been delivered.
It's your job to stop them. Oh, don't run the score up. Well, do something about it. The defense has to step up and make plays. Obviously, they're not willing to do that, so just keep running plays and keep scoring.
They'll try to add another to their lead. The kick is up and good and put one more on the lead. Let's go to the studio now and check in with Kevin Connors. Kevin, what do you got?
Dynamite matchup this week, fellas. Let's show you what's going down. Nebraska is ahead in this one, but unlike the days of Tom Osborne, this has not been a blowout today in Lincoln. They're up by 11 over LSU. Any big developments in this one, we've got you covered with the best studio team in the business. Gentlemen.
Thanks for the update on that one, Kevin. Let us know when it goes final. On the move from inside his 5. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. And the offense takes over to dip into its bag of ball plays. They find themselves in a pretty deep hole here, but maybe a chance to grab a little momentum and regroup at halftime.
Yeah, a big chance. Like this is an opportunity. This is the biggest opportunity in front of them in the game right now. You got to get some points on the board. You got to create something positive, Jesse. There hasn't been a whole lot to be positive.
And the quarterback goes down at the 11-yard line. A timeout is called as this offense tries to find a way to get more points on the board before the half. This play will be a big indication of whether this drive goes anywhere on 2nd and long from the 11. He's looking to throw. Quarterback moving. Trying to make magic with his feet. And he avoids the hit and slides after the short gain.
Well, great job there by the defense because they weren't able to get him sacked right away, but you saw the coverage in the back end. Nowhere for the quarterback to throw the football. Didn't get the sack, obviously. You don't get the negative play, but you also don't give up a big one. You're feeling pretty good about where you are right now in this drive.
And he's a real nowhere man tackled in this no-game land. Timeout called by the defense. It's their first of the half as they'll make some adjustments. And the Astronauts will call on their punt team. He's got great speed. This guy is a daring punt return man. He's not going to settle for the fair catch. A solid return gets a little bit of ground for the offense. Now the Oklahoma offense will go back to work. They're already in field goal range, but Jesse, they want to be aggressive, but they can't take a negative play.
Well, the play caller's got to look up and down his sheet here to find a shot to the end zone, David. Be aggressive and see if you can get a touchdown late.
While knowing that I've got 3 in my back pocket. Don't force the ball into a bad situation, but we're definitely trying to get a touchdown.
Time dwindling away as they try to put points on the board right before the half. On 2nd down, wants to throw it. He's not afraid to go deep. He makes the catch in the end zone. Touchdown, Oklahoma. This guy is special. What a target and what a knack for finding the end zone. He might just rewrite the record book before he's done in Norman.
Man, that's a famous record book. We could go down the list of so many big-time players just in the last several years, whether it's Hollywood Brown, C.D. Lamb. We can keep going, with the list goes on and on and on. But just guys that make plays and quarterbacks that trust their receivers. Because you know why? Because they do that.
On to attempt the try. And with the extra point, the lead is even bigger. This offense prides itself on going after you, and they did with that long touchdown pass to finish off a 2-play drive. The kickoff unit about to go to work. Here he comes from inside his own 5. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. time running out here in the first half. This offense will choose to take a knee. We played 2 quarters here. Time to go to Kevin Connors in our halftime update.
Let's go, baby.
Guys, you've been calling a
Intro.
lively one.
I'm a Sooner born. I'm a Sooner
We'd
bred.
be remiss if
When I
we
die,
didn't
I'll be a
start this
Sooner
halftime
dead.
report by
Sooners,
acknowledging
baby.
the
Oh,
sparkling
you.
play of this tight end. The guy's like an aircraft carrier out there as a blocker. And then when he releases and shows off that speed and route running, he's almost unguardable. Gotta believe he won't be able to go anywhere in this second half without someone attached to his hip. With that said, let's send it back to the guys at Memorial Stadium.
Looks as if we're set to crank it up here in the second half. On the run from inside his own 5. And the returner goes down. Out comes the offense as they get set to take over. What could go wrong did in the first half, and they start this third quarter at the bottom of the mountain.
Man, that was bad. That was a frying pan to the head. That was a TKO. It was awful in the first half. Flush it. I got to start doing something right. I got to find some positives. I get the ball first to start this possession, try to put a scoring drive together.
The only thing you can do at this point offensively is just make sure your best players are touching the football as often as possible. You recruited these guys. You got guys out of the portal. You put your faith in them to make plays. This is a time to go out and do it.
He's dropped behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of 3. A 3rd and long coming up here. Trying play action. He's moving out of the pocket. And here's a fumble way behind the line. Oh, and they get the ball back, but that's just going to make it much tougher on this drive.
Deep breath, right? Man, you fumble that thing, you cough it up, you're like, oh, I really appreciate you, brother. I can't tell you how much I thank you because the coaches would have been all over me, but big-time break for the offense.
The Astronauts will punt it away on 4th down. 3 and out and not much choice but to get rid of the ball. He gets it away from his own end zone. Fields the punt. Wants to make a play. And you make the stop, and that is exactly what you want out of your punt cover unit. The Sooner offense returns to the field. This has been exactly the way you draw things up, David. The offense has really been moving the football.
And it's been great execution. They've done exactly what they've wanted to do. Build the lead. Now Palmer's a different animal. Now you got to protect it.
You can tell they were paying attention in practice this week in the film room because they have gone out, everybody right now, on the same page. And David, how demoralizing does it have to be for a defense when you know they're going to run it, everyone in the stadium knows they're going to run it, and still you cannot stop it?
There's nothing more demoralizing as a defensive lineman because it ticks you off. It gets in your head. You know that guy's going to come off and smack you, and you got to do something about it. I think the defense maybe...
Touchdown Sooners! And the punishment has been extended.
Another rushing touchdown. That's now 2 on the game. This offense thought they could come into this one running the ball, being the more physical team, and they look like it right now.
Lining up to tack one more onto that lead. And with that extra point, the lead remains in the gargantuan category. They wasted no time on that drive. 2 plays, touchdown just like that. Kickoff team has the ball teed up and they're about ready to go. And he takes this from inside the 5. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. All right, guys, so here's the offense back on the field again. Boy, 3 and out last time, David. They'd like to be more productive this time around.
Yeah, in the last drive, nothing really clicked. No rhythm, got off the field really quickly. They need to put something together here, Tom.
Yeah, David, bad execution on that last drive, so they got to take a collective breath and start playing like a unit on this drive.
The big fullback's got it. Brought down at the 27. It's a 5-yard pickup on the play.
Those fullbacks are grown men. Those guys are constantly hitting linebackers and blocking the whole entire game. So when you get a chance to give the big boy the ball, it's always, and you know what it is? It's a morale boost for everybody on the whole field. Everybody gets jacked up, and he finally gets to touch the football.
Here comes the offense on 2nd down. He'll ride his man on the option. That's the kind of play that can really get you going as they have a 1st down at the 43. And the Astronauts are moving quickly down the field. On the ground with the counter. And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play.
And I can't tell you how much I love seeing corners being willing to come up and tackle. That is so huge for a defense. You can't olay blocks and create space. You can't just hang out on the outside. You got to go set that edge.
And conversely, I can't tell you how much I hated it.
The quarterback bought as much time as he could, but the defense got to him and sacked him.
And this offensive line's got to do a better job. Man, you got to protect your quarterback. Listen, this offense is not playing great. They got to somehow find a way to start to get something together here in the 2nd half.
I'm not positive, but that 1st down marker might be in the next county. On 3rd and long, he'll have to turn it loose deep. Just tried to drop a little floater in there, and it's incomplete. The Astronauts will try to pin them back with the punt. Hauls it in, looking for space. Looking everywhere for room to run, but really good coverage, and he'll step out of bounds.
Defense.
The officials offer the deal, and the coach accepts it. They will take the penalty. So the offense keeps this drive alive thanks to the roughing the punter penalty. Pre-snap motion in the backfield. Running with power.
Well, it just seems like everything is working for the offense on this drive. Another nice game, this time on the ground.
Here's an opportunity for this offense in search of its 1st touchdown. It's 1st and 10. Now on the option. We'll give him a couple on that one. 2nd and 8 coming up. Went to the running game on 1st down. Now here they come again. They'll run the option. He works his way inside the 30 down to the 29 and picks up a 1st down.
Well, that's just on the defense. I'm sorry. Fullbacks are not supposed to be able to rip off big runs like that. The defense, they better do a better job tackling as this game goes on.
They'll run the option. They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one.
And he is stuffed. And I think the reason he's stuffed there is, think about it. The only time you really give the ball to the fullback is short yardage situations. The defense knew it was coming, played it fast, played it physical, and stopped him for a big loss.
They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one.
Offense trying to go pitch and trying to get to the outside, but how about the speed on defense? Scraping down the line of scrimmage, rallying to the football, and creating a negative play.
12th play of the drive coming up, but they've got a long way to go here on 3rd down. Just threw that one away to avoid disaster. It's wise not to be too greedy, and they'll go ahead and send out the field goal unit. And this one is anything but routine, a 48-yard attempt from the right hash. Knocked it right through, showing that big range from 48 yards out.
Roughing the kicker. Defense.
Come on, guys.
Can't make contact with the kicker like that. A costly special teams penalty. You've got to know your path in front of the kicker. Offense comes back on the field. The defense in a most benevolent move, giving the offense a new set of downs. And a little too much adrenaline on that throw. Never gave his receiver a chance. Now 2nd and 10. Defense going to jam these receivers right off the line. On 2nd down, just keeps firing. Got rid of it just in time. That pass is incomplete, and they're probably fortunate that it wasn't knocked free for a fumble. Now facing a 3rd and long. Back to the air one more time. And the rush will get to him at the 25.
And it's been a long day for this offense. If you can't protect your quarterback, it's hard to be successful. That's the 5th sack they have given up. The offensive coordinator has no answers, and this defense has been flying around.
So they'll send out the field goal unit. And this will be a 41-yarder coming up from the right side. Didn't make him sweat at all. It's good. I wouldn't say they cut into the deficit. They sort of microscopically edged off the deficit. Still a mountain to climb. So after the last drive ended with a field goal, the kickoff team out there to send it away. And he's going to bring it out of the end zone. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. Time for this Sooner offense to go back to work. This drive will start from the 19-yard line. They're going to open this drive with a pass. Lofts one high and deep. And it's incomplete. They were looking for the huge gain on 1st down.
These DBs better stay ready because even though they're trailing by a lot in this game, the opponent's not trying to run the ball and bleed the clock. They are still taking shots, so you're going to have to...
Fires one high and deep. And that ball is hauled in inside the 35. Touchdown, Oklahoma! And the pummeling has started. Go ahead and have a day at the wideout position. You stack up some games like this, and you can take down D.D. Westbrook's record of 17 touchdowns in a season.
And I just want to play in this offense if I'm a receiver across the country. I know every year Oklahoma's going to spread the ball around, throw it around. You're going to have plenty of opportunities, and he is cashing in those opportunities. Just touchdowns.
They'll try to add another to their lead. And with the extra point, they push the lead out a little further. We check in with Kevin Connors. What's going on, Kevin?
Guys, let's get you up to speed on what's going down in this fun college football game today. UAB is in front. They've controlled the line of scrimmage today. They still have some work to do to put this in the win column. They're up by 7 over the Coyotes. We promise to keep you posted on what goes down in this exciting college football matchup.
And how about that one? Kevin will be keeping an eye on everything going on elsewhere. First snap of this drive will come from inside the 15 at their own 14-yard line. On the run, it's May. He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple. After getting knocked back to open this drive, it's 2nd and 12. On the option. A strong tackle and wrap up from the junior. Make up the game plan and not a lot on the play sheet for this. 3rd and long from inside their own 20. Off play action. And that defense gets to him, and down he goes at the 9.
And it's been a long day. I mean, there's not much to point out that this offense has done well. They're behind huge, and they got no shot if they can't somehow find a way to protect their quarterback.
And the Astronauts will punt this one away. 3 and out, they got stuck in reverse. They hope the punt can bail them out. So from his own end zone, the punt is away. He's going to get loose.
Return is brought down at the 26. And your Oklahoma Sooners will take over.
Guys, we'll get another look at this Oklahoma offense. Line gets set, 1st down. The give to the tailback. He's stopped after a 1-yard pickup at the 25.
Brings up 2nd down.
Didn't get much on 1st down. It's 2nd and 9. Using his legs, it's Daniels. Gets it all the way down to the 2-yard line. He was fighting for that end zone.
And that's the benefit to the run game. Keep pounding, keep pounding. Now you break one all the way down to the 2-yard line.
And don't stop it. Get down, get lined up quick, and give it to this dude again to go score a TD.
The Sooners trying to get a touchdown on 1st and goal. Trying to run it in. Snowed under by the defense.
They're strong, and they're strong. Defensive tackles, they're strong. There's such big jokers in the middle where they just lock out those offensive linemen. And running backs, listen, they don't have much of a chance. When you got that 300-plus-pound guy grabbing you around the shoulder pad, you tend to go to the ground pretty quick.
Touchdown Sooners! And the route is on. Well, let's count them up. 1, 2, 3. 3 is the magic number for touchdown.
Yeah, it's as easy as ABC. Goodness gracious. He's been getting whatever he wants, whenever he wants, however he wants. I might want to change something up. Or maybe focus on that guy that's getting the football a lot and scoring.
Getting set for the point after.
Is on for the extra point.
And the extra point just tacks a little bit more onto this huge lead. Quick work on that scoring drive, just 4 plays. And they close the deal, pushing their way inches into the end zone. About to kick it off after punching it in for the touchdown. He'll bring it back from inside his 5. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. And the offense back on the field, ready to dial up ball plays. Last time, David, it was 1, 2, 3 kick.
That last drive, that 3 and out, sometimes that puts your defense in a bad spot, and you got to get a drive together here so you don't wear the defense out.
I just think, David, too predictable, that last drive. They got to do something here to get this defense on their heels.
Tackle is made at the 17-yard line.
Didn't get much on 1st down. It's 2nd and 9. Defense in press coverage. On the option. That may not look like a huge run, but they'll take it as it gets them up to the 24.
I like the play call, right? Quick hitting run play. You give it to the fullback. You're attacking the bubbles in that 3-4 defense. And nice job by the linebacker. He knew that was not going to be an easy tackle.
Boy, could they use a conversion on 3rd and short from their own 24. The option look. He'll be stopped short, picks up 1, but they're facing 4th and 1. The Astronauts decide to punt it away. Makes a move. Return's going to get it up around midfield. He'll be down at the 49-yard line. Here comes the Oklahoma offense. So first play of the drive coming here from their own 49. They go to the ground. A 7-yard pickup. It'll be 2nd and 3.
Listen, you got to be able to know what play to call and what hole to go through. Like the line blocks for a certain hole. Good job getting through the hole, getting what was blocked, getting a nice positive gain, making your situation really good on the next down.
On 2nd down, he's looking downfield. Fires to the right. He makes the catch. And you can see the offense just feeling itself. They've got it down to the 21.
Well, he has been the go-to guy all game long. He has been lighting up the scoreboard. This defense cannot cover him.
Quick handoff.
Keep pounding away at this defense and make them play the run. If you can get this many a chunk, they're going to have to commit more guys to the box, more guys to the run. Then you open it up for the passing game.
They'll give it to the back. Got some room, headed to the goal line. Touchdown, Oklahoma! And the stomping has commenced.
This defense is going to have to do a better job being physical. That's 2 rushing touchdowns they've now allowed. They have got to be better close to the line of scrimmage.
Lining up to tack one more onto that lead. And with the extra point, the lead is even bigger. Quick work on that scoring drive, just 4 plays. And the capper came on the run to the end zone from the 13. Lining up to cover the kick after that touchdown drive. He'll start the return inside his 5. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. And the offense takes the field eager to go back to work. The last time we saw this offense, we had to look quick. It was a 3-and-out, Jesse.
They just had no rhythm in that last drive. So someone's going to have to step up and make a play, David, and get this thing going.
Yeah, let's find some juice. Find your guy. Find those plays that you know you can run inside out, forward, backwards, get some first downs, get some positive momentum. And that would be the definition of first down success. Putting yourself in a good position. It's 2nd and inches. I can do whatever I want next. I can take a shot down the field. I can run the football and get a new set of downs. Like, nice first down execution.
Dragged down to the turf, but not before getting the first down.
And you gotta throw the fullbacks a bone occasionally, okay? Those dudes have one of the worst jobs on the field, always blocking every single play, down in, down out. When you get those situations, you can give him the ball, give him a bone, reward him for all of his hard work.
A little pre-snap eye candy for the defense. Shows him the stiff arm. Finding a way to put that foot in the ground and get it up to the 37-yard line. Halfway there on first down, it's 2nd and 5. The secondary walks up on the line, showing press coverage. Fullback's got it. And they try to run inside, and there is nowhere to go. Trying to move the sticks on 3rd down. Moving the running back, forcing the defense to adjust. And they're able to get a 3rd down stop here. See if they go for it on 4th. And the Astronauts send out the punt unit. Not able to pop the big return, but they've got the ball back and ready to go with a fresh possession. So Oklahoma has it again, and here comes the offense. The drive starts from their own 25-yard line. To the ground with the back. Finds that crease, and he's got 4 out to the 29.
Well, this offense came into the game knowing they wanted to be physical. They wanted to establish the line of scrimmage, and they're running downhill right at this defense, and they're churning out positive yardage early.
One back in the backfield. He gets the carry. They bring him down. He's got a first down, but that might be the final play of the third quarter. We reach the quarter break with Oklahoma on top. And they are starting to pull away as we come to the end of the third quarter. Let's take a look at how we got here. I guess if you're an optimist, the stage is set for a massive fourth quarter comeback. First down to start the drive after the break. Give to the running back.
You know, it's so important for offenses to want to keep third downs manageable. The way you do that is by having success like that, running the football on first down.
After the 3-yard pickup, they come to the line, 2nd and 7. Leaves it with the back. And he'll pick up the first down after a tough run there. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. And the Sooners are moving quickly down the field. Trying the left side. Gets it all the way down to the 39-yard line. It'll be a first down.
I think a big key in this team's success today has been their ability to run the football. They've been able to just hand it off and go churn out yards. They've had this defense on their heels all game long. It's given them a big cushion in this game so far. Let's see if they can keep it up.
That is exactly what you're looking for when you talk explosive plays. The defense finally able to make the stop.
In the red zone.
The Sooners come to the line with a fresh set of downs. They'll leave it with him. He's all the way down to the 3. Showed it all on that run.
And if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Just keep running the football. Everything is going according to plan right now. They've been able to stay on the field. They put some nice plays together back to back.
Touchdown Sooners! And the beatdown has ensued. They tack a little more onto this lead, and they're on their way to a 3-0 start.
And this always is the debate of where you fall. It's your job to stop me, or I should get conservative. Because this offense obviously has had themselves a day, and apparently their day's not over. They're going to continue to keep scoring, and the defense better do something about it.
And let's check in with Kevin Connors in the studio. Kevin?
All right, guys, a little update on what else is happening in college football this weekend. Nebraska is trailing right now, but it's only a couple of points. That quarterback just needs to show the poise of a young Tommy Frazier, and they are right back in this. It's a touchdown game. They're trailing by 7 to LSU. We'll circle back if anything big happens you need to know about.
Oh, and how about that? I know Kevin and those guys will be keeping an eye on it for us. And no chance at a return here. They'll start this drive at their own 25. Offense making its way onto the field to start the drive. They hope to be able to cash in on this drive, David, after having to punt it last time.
Yeah, and I think this offense needs to start it with the first play. You need to be successful and productive on that first play.
And they get to the quarterback and knock him down back at the 16.
And I bet the frustration meter for this offense is so high. If you can't keep your quarterback upright, it's hard to move the ball. It's hard to score points. This offensive line has not protected him at all, and that's why so many sacks keep happening.
That first down was rather unproductive. Let's see what they've got on second down from the 16. He's looking to throw. Got it in the middle. It's Moore. They're able to get him stopped just shy of the first down mark.
Well, this offense knew coming into this game they wanted to try to attack the middle of the field in the passing game, and they're able to execute the in route there.
It's third down from their own 34 as they try to keep the drive moving. Intercepted. Bringing it back. He's at the 10. Touchdown, Oklahoma. A great return for the touchdown. Any return for a touchdown is a great one to a defense. That lead's a little more comfortable now as they close in on a victory here in week 3.
You didn't think it could get any worse, right? You thought this game's over as it is anyways. An offense still throwing the football, still trying to make plays, and the defense just continues to pour it on, gets the pick, makes its way all the way to the end zone.
They'll try to add another to their lead. And with that extra point, the lead remains in the gargantuan category. They're about to kick it away, and the defense probably can't wait to get back out there after the pick 6. And they thought about a return, then thought better of it. They'll bring it out to the 25. So, guys, we'll see this offense again. The big thing now, don't get rattled by that last pick 6, David.
Nah, it was a big mistake. Obviously, the defense took advantage of it, but you got to put it behind you. Jesse, I'm sure you know a thing or two about throwing a pick 6 and how to rebound.
I believe I've only thrown one in my life, but yes, I do, because of that singular instance. I'll say this. You can't let that play beat you twice. You got to go out and not try to get it all back here in one play. Just execute the offense.
After the incompletion, it's 2nd and 10 from their own 25. He's looking to throw. Trying to get to... And the ball comes out. What a disastrous play. Picks up the ball and tries to make something of it.
The ball security doesn't just apply to running backs and receivers. QB's got to keep 2 hands on the ball as well. They're very lucky after that fumble that the offense jumped on.
Not exactly the ideal situation for this offense. 3rd and long, backed up inside their 20. Looking to throw, and he needs a chunk play. And the pass is incomplete here on 3rd down, but there is a flag. Let's check it out. I bet it felt good to hit that quarterback late until you got an earful from the coach and cost your defense 15. Free yards. 1st down for the offense after that penalty. Corners showing press. They want to be physical here. They'll throw it on 1st down. Missed receiver there. It's incomplete.
And it's just been that kind of day for this quarterback and this offense, guys. They have never been able to get into a rhythm throwing the football. Timing's been off. Accuracy hasn't been great. We've seen some drops. Just not in sync, and that's why they find themselves trailing by a lot right here late in the game.
How about this backer in pass coverage and bringing the big hit stick with him, too. Ball sitting right at the 30. It'll be 3rd and short. They'll go to the air. Getting some heat. And they can't make the connection on 3rd down, but hold everything. There is a flag. Let's see what that's about. This defense happy with how that last play turned out, so they'll decline the penalty. The Astronauts will line up to punt it away. Let's see if he can help the coverage team out with this one. This is a spot you see many returners try to take a chance, but not this time. The fair catch just inside the 40. Here comes the Sooner offense back onto the field. How about that blocking up front in that running game last time as they just walked it down for a touchdown, David?
And the big boys up front doing their job. Opening holes, the backs making plays, everything on the ground on that first drive.
And we know that this is the identity this coaching staff wants for this team, right? They want to be the most physical team on the field. Let's see if they can keep it up.
On second down, wants to throw. And he really needed to hold on to that one, but it was not loose, and third down is coming.
Not seeing a lot of chemistry between the QB and his intended target on that play.
Third and long from the 42. If they can get some of it, it might give them a chance to go for it on fourth down. Fires to the big fella. Good tackle there to stop him short of the first down. It'll bring up a big decision.
It's a really nice job in coverage defensively there because that tight end, he wasn't really even open. Quarterback just still tried to put it on him and give him an opportunity, but great tackle short of the stick setting up fourth down.
And the fourth down pass falls incomplete, and they'll have to give up the football. And now the offense will come onto the field again. First down here for the offense. Wide receiver coming across in motion. Trying to find his man on first down. Didn't have much of a choice there, but to get rid of it.
Well, the defense came into this one knowing if they stop the pass, they win the game, and they have done that. Their guys have won one-on-one on islands. They've been able to get to the quarterback. They've been mixing up their looks. They haven't even allowed 100 yards passing in this one, and that's why they are way ahead here in the fourth quarter.
He's got it. Just carving up this defense and getting it down to the 24.
The offense has struggled. They're not going to win this game, but trust me, this coaching staff is still trying to find things to build off of for next week. And after an explosive play like that, maybe they can generate just a little bit of momentum and gain a little bit of confidence that they can keep coaching up heading into their next game.
And the Astronauts have moved it inside the 20. Goes to the option. And he found plenty of running room on that one before the defense was finally able to get him down.
And the fullback, this takes me back to my days growing up, watching the fullback being on the field every single play. You don't see that anymore, but the big fella gets the football. Hey, he looks like he knew what to do with it, too. Nice little pickup, little agility, little speed, but mostly a lot of just girth and strength and just grown man.
They've got it down to the 3. Now it's second and goal. Moving the running back, trying to get the D to tip its hand. And you can forget running in the middle against this defense. This offense hasn't been able to find the end zone with the GPS and a slide rule. Can they finally get a touchdown on third and goal? And they're able to get him on the ground.
Well, this offense came into the game knowing they wanted to try to run the football down here close to the end zone, just not able to punch it in on that last third down attempt, so now they've got...
They get through and it's blocked. Defense has it. Here come the Sooners ready to go on offense. We'll see if that failed fourth down in their own end last time, David, sort of curbed some of the aggressiveness.
When you hear about it all the time in football, go for it. Be aggressive. The problem is when you get stopped, sometimes it puts you in a hole. And, Jesse, now the offense has to come out and respond.
They were real disappointed not getting that first down. You could see it on the sideline. So let's just see if that's kind of galvanized them a little bit here to go make a statement and get some points.
Now second and 10 from their own 10. They'll run play action. Oh, he loves to fire downfield. He's got it on the left. And a pickup of better than 30 yards on that completion before the defense brings him down.
Well, I love play callers that want to stay aggressive regardless of what the score is, regardless how much time is left on the clock. And I promise you this, there are a lot of fans, there are a lot of teams all across college football that are paying attention to what is happening right now.
Keeping it on the ground with the running back. And a pickup of 8 opens a world of opportunities on second and 2. After the good pickup on first down, let's see if they keep it on the ground. They want that clock to run. Able to squeeze out a couple on the play. It's down at the 35. Third and short here from the 35. Might take a shot here if this is 4-down territory. They'll try to move the chains on the ground. Just what they'd hoped for on third down as they've got a first at the 32.
Well, they came into this game today knowing that this guy was going to have to leave his mark in this one, toting the rock, and he's done that. He's come up with some big plays, and he continues to do that here late at a juncture where they've got to continue running it if they're going to win.
Knocked down at the 29 after a pickup of 4.
Small game, I know, but again, the defense knows he's going to run the football. He's willing to run the football, not just drop back and pass, make him honor the run game. You got to do a lot of this.
And here comes the offense on second down. Here's the handoff. And he's brought down after a nice game.
Big reason why his team has the lead right now late is because of his performance running the football. Well over 100 yards in this game. They knew that they were going to have to really put a lot of pressure on him. He'd have to shoulder the load, and he has delivered for his offense all game long.
And there's nothing more frustrating than when you get late in the game and you know they're running the football and you don't stop them. It's been that kind of day for this defense. They haven't played well. They're going to have to go to the well. They're going to have to figure some things out, practice this week.
And they're going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their total.
Man, this has been a complete performance. The defense has been lights out, and the offense, obviously, just continues to pour it on. This is what you call having a great day. Putting it all together, offense, defense, complementary football.
Ready to try the point after. And the extra point will tack another one onto this lead. About to kick it away after scoring the touchdown. And he'll just take the lead, and this drive will start at the 25. Let's see what this offense has dialed up this time. Not a lot to feel great about in this one, Jesse, but I'm sure they'll try to seek out some positives.
Well, this might be an opportunity, too, Reese, to go back when they watch this game and just find the plays and the schemes that were working. There weren't a lot, obviously, David, but maybe an opportunity for the coaching staff to condense the playbook.
I was going to say, there's not a lot of good to go back to. That'd be a quick film session because there was more negatives than positives. But when you look at this week you've got a week to figure it out, figure out what your offense is going to be moving forward.
Scrambling away. Nowhere to go, and the ball is loose. Well, the offense looks as if they fell on the fumble, and they'll keep the ball.
It's so hard to force fumbles, and when you do, you so badly want to get them. You're crawling, you're doing whatever you can to get there as a defender, but the offense fortunate enough to cover it back up.
This defense has kept them backed up. Now one more stop, and they can get off the field on 3rd and long. He's taking a deep shot. And they won't be able to connect downfield, looking for a big-time play. The Astronauts will send out the punt unit. Doesn't say much for your drive when you're looking forward to the punt. And the returner will be knocked down. The offense lining up for a first down play. Looking for a gap. It's Daniels. And a good, solid pickup before the defense cuts him down. This is what an elite team does. They know they're better. They go out. They take the figurative sledgehammer and hit them right between the eyes.
And they just look good in every phase of the game. If I'm on the coaching staff, I don't know what you could ask for your guys to do better. I think the challenge now for this team is going out next week and trying to play with the same type of intensity and the same level of execution.
Well, Jesse, it's easy to look good on the field when you look that good in your unit. Like when you look that good coming off the bus. Those dudes are good. This is a great team, and they proved it. Just domination from start to finish.
So that's going to do it for us. For Jesse Palmer, David Pollack, I'm Reese Davis saying so long. This has been another presentation of EA Sports College Football.
Comes out a little bit stronger. Georgia, oh Georgia, no, 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 we gotta fight. All right, just know we gone, Georgia, on my mind. I want to tell you a little story. This is the family that I was talking about. Be on the record. I'm sure you will. I said, yeah. Maybe it's the father from my daughter's Georgia. My father being a very poor man, undereducated, only got a chance to finish grade 2. A soul of you. Come so sweet and clean, like the moonlight. There's no way for me to become anything trying to get together. Just a labor trying to work. Because all I saw, that's all I could do. I'm not far over labor, you know. I dream down. Of all, reach out to me. When I was a kid, we would ride a hustle. Men, for the women, there's a price to prostitute. And I had to go dance for the soldiers. Never throw boys in the single day. That's peaceful dreams. And I used to sing a lot. I'd make up songs.
The story of it touches me so deeply. You were a shoe shine boy, and you carried the shoe shine box around with you. And one thing I was reading not too long ago, you held it up to understand that if you tell that
still on looking at the fact that I come from the ghetto and that I got my shoe shine box on my mind. And that they were very glad that I still remember.
Bobby Bird's family that took young James Brown in when he got paroled, and we just kind of helped him find his feet. And then they went on to create music together, the Famous Flames, and Bobby Bird had to be humble enough to understand this used to be my group, but now I got this young guy coming in here just kind of taking over. Well, he's got that thing, so I'm going to let him have it. So the name of Souls. When James Brown and Bobby Bird decided to put together the first version of the Famous Flames, they took great care to not let the people in the church know that they were doing the second music on Saturday night, coming in and singing the church on Sunday night, because that was happening. A lot of people I like in the past, Louis Jordan. Mr. Brown said Louis Jordan was my biggest hero because he could sing, he could dance, he could act, he could play, and he had good hair and good teeth. So the longevity of Louis Jordan's career, in fact, the way he handled his own business, the fact that he was doing music that was a hybrid of blues, swing music, bebop. That never was R&B, rock and roll, hip-hop style. And James actually considered himself a jazz at heart.
Pleasure to present to you the one and only Duke Ellington.
James Brown, he liked big bands, he liked a big horn section, and he liked instrumentals, he liked arranging, he liked to be a band leader. Carried some of that past of the swing era in a funny way.
It's always been soul with me, as I'm saying, you know. It was my opportunity, it was my knock on the door. Soul was survival. A lot of days I sang and we got 25 cents. But I knew it was something I had to do. Every time I got the opportunity, I did everything I could. But the hardest part is being black and being allowed to perform. Not even black at that time, color.
That's what you call a segregated gig. I came up through those years, and I never forget some things that happened with us. It's behind me, but I won't forget them.
You've got to keep the white and black separate. James Brown, he was a father I never had in many ways. But he said, you didn't know about sitting in the back of the bus. I used to have to perform
in clubs that I'd have to get dressed in the bus because I wasn't allowed to use the dressing room.
They did that. You ready?
Played what you call the Chitlin circuit. All of the gigs that you played were for black audiences.
A lot of down-home southern places that were kind of rough, you know. I remember being in Mr. Brown's dressing room, and something happened with the promoted in one day, and everybody started pulling out their guns, and everything, you know, it was part of the death. That was definitely the chicken circuit at that time.
James Brown said, you have to remember, Reverend, when I was coming up, you had to be tall, light-skinned, long-wavy hair like Jackie or Smokey Robinson. I was short, had African features, and I didn't have any of what was considered beautiful at that time. I was determined I was going to outdance and out-sing everybody out there, and I was going to work every night.
James actually said Little Richard and Hank Dallas and the Midnighters were probably the two greatest influences on him and really that whole generation, moving out of gospel into doing what was called rock and roll R&B.
I was in Detroit, Georgia, and the Richard came down to Macon and saw me and told the man about me. I was going to Macon. I got you, Little Richard. That's credit.
So Richard got a big contract to record on that, and he left behind about 30 dates that the management was committed to. So they had the bright idea to have James Brown come out and impersonate Little Richard. And so he let him do a little bit of Little Richard and a little bit of James Brown. That's where James Brown really learned to scream, being Little Richard. About 2 weeks.
It was before television, so nobody knew what Richard really looked like. He said, and my goal was I was going to be bigger than Richard.
The word is that when Sid Nathan, Durant King records heard them rehearsing the song, he fired the A&R guy. Come out here and be an Ed. Said, you know, all this guy does is say, please, 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 like 72 times. Mr. Brown snuck it out, got it to the radio stations, and became a hit. And Sid Nathan just had to swallow his disdain.
I guess my all-time favorite tune would be Now, because that's the one that did it. Yeah, it gave me that extra meal. You think you wanted to just so badly to kind of feel really singing? I don't want to eat, really. That's why I did it. He's begging. Can I have you? I need you. Here's the cover. My heart is shattered. And the women would come out. Somebody really hurt that man. Oh, that hurt so bad. I feel so sorry for you. It was all along. For some reason, I grew up with a passion for black music. I was a disc jockey at a black radio station in Richmond.
James Brown, like everybody else who was into black music in the early 60s, at some point you discover James Brown. It's like, oh my God, it's the gold standard. The first time I saw James Brown perform live was in the fall of 1963, and I had never experienced anything like it. The energy that was in the room, it was like going into another dimension. In the 50s and 60s, black music and pop mainstream music, the segregation was even more rigid than it is today. The black music industry was entirely dependent on black radio. And the whole goal became how do we cross these records over, because a hit on pop radio represented as much as 1.5 million more sales. James Brown was an anomaly in the industry, not just in his ambition, but he also had a situation that was pretty much unlike any other artist. He had a manager who embraced him and became a mentor father who was Ben Bart.
It is start time. Are you ready for start time? Thank you, and thank you very kind. It is indeed a great place to present to you at this particular time, national and international known as the hardest working man in show business. Man is saying I go crazy. Try me. Mr. Dynamite, the amazing Mr. Please Please himself. He stars the show James Brown as the famous flesh.
Theater, and they be standing around the Apollo Theater for the next show, and that'll be around from one end of the Apollo around to the other end, and that's around the block. And they be standing there for the next, when that next show let out, they get them people in, and then another line is there. Wait to get in. Unbelievable. And those blocks are not short. They made money.
Brown is just so linked with the Apollo in terms of the standard that was set, in the 60s on.
It was the peak of the chitlin circus. So the band would be touring around, and they would arrive in New York City to show off what they had been holding on the road.
You play about 6 shows a day. Each show is about 2 hours, and that's a lot.
I remember going there, and I sat in the balcony. Sort of older ladies smoking a big joint. And I didn't know that older ladies, you know, I was like, I was a kid. The general manager, it was like a review show. The band would play instrumental, female singer would come on, Bobby Bird would come on and sing.
TV mama. They said she was 5 by 5. She was 5 feet tall and very wide, and she would sing the song all of it.
Then he would come on eventually and do his show. where he's teasing them to do. You know, he's like in total control.
I want to hear you scream. I want to hear you say, ow! I want to hear you say, ow! Don't just say, ow, say, ow! And I believe my word.
I come to New York about 55 when I first came out of high school, you know, because I love children. Apollo Theater, I come here regularly just to see shows. I'm the guy that brings he's a hard man to get along with to work for. That's the man I want to work with. He's a hard man to get along with. That means he wants it right.
Danny Ray was a so-called cape man. He was the guy doing please, please, please. It would drape that cape around.
James told me that he was watching Gorgeous George the wrestler. After the match, they threw a cape on him, and he said he liked that.
You see something quicker with the crowd, that's where you're going to be. You don't take that. You see, Mr. Radio, this guy's state. He got another job now.
Between that period of Please, Please, Please Surprise Me, there were a gazillion singles released, and none of them were really catching on. It felt like, man, people knew what I was offering on the stage. They would come in droves.
I found someone to love me.
Signature Grand King records going back. Mr. Brown says, you know, this has got to happen. Like, I know better than this guy, you know, about my audience, about my business. Mr. Brown paid for the recording himself.
I found someone to love me. I know it's true.
Strings and stuff all over it, circles falling, and they put that out just like that.
Every black household had Live at the Apollo, Volume 1. Mine included. Like, that album was so powerful, DJs would love to play the entire side.
His first million selling was the Live at the Apollo Volume 1. It really just kind of blows up on the national marketplace.
For an R&B record to be released in England, it had to be quite big. Everyone had that record and they played it to death.
He did want the benefits of crossing over. He resented being pigeonholed as a race artist, but he embraced what that meant emotionally and culturally. So it was a very, very thin line he was walking.
Hello, America. I am about to sign into law the Civil Rights Act of 1964. This Civil Rights Act is a challenge to all of us to eliminate the last vestiges of injustice in our beloved country.
The James Brown tour was able to do hundreds of shows all over Black America, grossing about $1 million a year.
Just hold me in your arms.
We're talking about 63, 64. He became a millionaire quietly. So a lot of what the civil rights movement was trying to do in terms of the hope of economic justice, he's already been to the top of that mountaintop. He's the civil rights movement one.
This is the group that was in 1964. That's basically
James told me, you never need a job. Man, I'll go where you but
They really started happening for me in 1964. I had the best Captain Show. Rolling Stones, Jeremy Pacemaker, Supreme, all major actors. And made the white America believe with James Brown.
Lived in New York. Mr. Bud, anybody, we call him Jim. Yeah, Jim, we got a big show coming up. Got a big thing we gotta do. It's a make and break here.
The Tammy Show was a major break. Peter Brown, who had largely been confined to the children's circuit, against all these artists who were tearing the country up at that time.
His show's not really a show. It was shot for the movie. Right now, the other act comes on and change the audience. None of the act comes on. The story goes that James Brown is annoyed that he's not closing the show. And so I was asked by the producers of the show to go and talk to him because I knew him. I said, sure, you know. I spoke to him down and say, yeah, don't worry, it's a movie. You don't know what's going to happen in the movie. They may, cut it, whichever one. It's all true. But I mean, that wasn't really the point as far as James Brown was concerned. He wasn't really that mad, but he was a bit pissed off. He apparently said something like, "Oh, I'm going to kill you." Well, fine. But that's good. Well, you did.
He come in like that, like a shot out of gun, man. There's no across this stage. It's kind of hard to beat when the artist who can sing and dance. That's a kind of people's home. But then you leave. The family. Right. They know you're out of sight. I didn't keep it in the show. Not my job to watch now. Be sure I get the time and everything.
It was definitely an apotheosis. You're distraught to where you just collapse in bed. But somehow the strength sweeps you up. And then you rise like a phoenix again. And people you could watch in the audience would go through this, probably reliving their own lives.
The idea is that he's going to be taken away against his own will. It's just not good for him to do anymore. It's obviously an app, but you worry about it. Because people would say, oh, don't take him. It must be looked after, I want to be the one that,
When we got to Night Train, Sam
whisper in my ear. Melvin, let's see if those guys can keep up with this.
And you know, there's that famous story of Mick Jagger standing off the side of the stage watching Brown and just being devastated and traumatized.
And Mick Jagger, he had the father too. You know how it acted father, you know. It would take no privilege.
Now that's bullshit because the whole place was clear and like relit the whole thing. Another audience and screaming teenagers. I don't think they'd even seen James Brown, and it was hours late. So what I said to him was actually true. But I mean, if you watch the film, you see us up against him, so to speak. Did he go like that? I'm not quite as good as James Brown for it. But
Performing at the Hobaleni Network. We were on stage, and it was such a big ruckus in the audience, you know. And I said, "No, we must be getting down. People are getting crazy out there in the audience, making all that noise, jumping up and down." Of course, James Brown in the audience. So it was so exciting to meet James Brown in 1965. He was at his peak. He asked us, would we like to travel with him? So, oh my God. And he gave me the name High. My name is Martha Hart. But he said to me one day, "Mother, that's not a name for a stage. I gotta come up with a name for you." I said, "I know. I'm gonna call you Mama." I said, "Mother, how you like that?" And I said, "Oh, okay. Mama, that's what it's gonna be." He wanted everything. He wanted your all. And he gave us all.
Up until Pops got bring back in 1965, all of the James Brown stuff seemed pretty traditional. It was like kind of coming out of like this blues gospel kind of feel. That coupled with his love for jazz and embracing the unknown, it came together as the early ingredients of what we call funk.
called me up one day and said, James Brown looking for a saxophone player. You want a job? So I said, well, I'm not doing much. How much will it pay? So he told me that I said, well, let's give you a chance to make it away.
I think without question, Alfred P. Ellis is one of the most important co-pilots of the James Brown sound. Pee-wee's seriousness and his sense of jazz and understanding what Mr. Brown was going for, I think the two of them really were quite a formidable team.
James mentioned to me that he was thinking about getting Bobby Bland's drummer. Yeah. To join the group. I said, yes.
James Brown had been listening to Bobby, and he sent one of his people to ask me if I wanted to join his band. He said, whatever they are paying you over there with Bobby, I will double that. But then you have to understand when I joined that band, what was going on when I first got there, too. 5 drummers on stage. Maybe 2 weeks after that, we hired Clyde.
Took me out on stage, and there was 5 drum sets. 5 drummers on this show. I went, oh my God. You know, all these drummers, what do you want me for? He says, pick out a set of drums. We're going to do a little jam, see what you do. And I was scared, number one. I was totally scared. I was going, what am I doing? And I left out of there and went to the dressing room where the band was dressing. And there was Jabo sitting in there. I said, who you used to play with before you came in? He said, Bobby Bland. I said, you played with Bobby Bland? That was one of my favorites. And that's what Jabo and I said, man, we're not fan enough. We got to get rid of some of these drums. And he said, yeah, man, we got to get rid of them. So we started knocking them off till we got down to Jabo and I. Jabo's style is more of a blues shuffle. Like, my style is he played jazz and blues before, and I played funk and soul. We took it over. We had it.
Attention everyone, James Brown is coming to your area. The show everyone has been waiting to see. The dynamic king of rock and roll, star of stage, screen, and television, James Brown, and his big variety show for 66, featuring Bobby Bird, the famous Wayne, James Crawford, TV Mama Elsie Mae, The Jewel.
In the early 60s, he worked almost constantly.
362 days, probably.
Get your mouth out. You name all the A-town, B-town, C-town. That comes on the road all the time. You're working all the time, you know. As long as you stay in those jobs, you do. One day, one of the guys didn't show up that announced the show. So, he said, hey, night show tonight. I said, huh? To do what? Do the show. You say you know how to do the show, didn't you? Yeah, you know. Go ahead. Go ahead. I see you on stage, okay? Goodbye. Slam the door. Somebody sent me this back in the days. I think I was on the throat. But it's time to do it myself on my phone before you know.
Thank you. Immediate salutation, ladies and gentlemen. I'm young Steve Annie. I would like to name a few tunes of the past and the present. Such tunes as Try Me, Try to Deliver.
I'm psyched. Papa's got a brand new bag. Oh, I feel good.
Introducing the King of Soul, recently been crowned as one of the hardest working entertainers in the world. Living legend, the fantastic Mr. Dynamite, James Brown.
called hits. He'll make the hits. We love to do that. You know, we would hit with him, and he would try to trick us, you know, and we would hit him.
If he would see that you're not watching him, he would change the song just like that to throw you off.
He would do like this, you know. That would be like 5, 10, 15, 20. And he would look at the guy, $5, $15, $20 like that. You got to change your mind. Oh, God, yeah. That's $30 coming out of your face. For what you don't know.
One more thing I want to say right here.
I guess you could say James Brown was a tyrant, maybe because he fought so hard to learn what he was doing and learn every aspect of his business. He set the bar very, very high.
There was nobody in the business, period, that dressed no better than James Brown Band.
And make soup, you know. Ain't no telling how many. And you love that, you know. What you bring your bed.
We will pay 7 days a week, change your uniform twice a year, show up every year, press, clean. I don't know how we did it. I can't even remember how we did it.
He would look me up and down and say, Jessica, night. He was very particular about what he wore or how he looked.
We had sizes and had creases in the toe, sides and the shoes went together. And then we got the way in the ride, you know, the bus. He always said, "Hey, you ain't never tell what might happen. Somebody might be there, you know, and you be already dressed." He preached stage decorum, punctuality, Mr. This, Mr. That, pride. It was all positive.
As the years went on, and I said, so Mr. Thing, where did that come from? He said, Alan, he says, you gotta understand something. Where I grew up, when I grew up, I was always Jimmy. My name may never be Jimmy. They wouldn't call me James. You know, they really weren't gonna call me Mr. But I reached the point where if you wanted to do business with me, you had to call me Mr. And the only way to do that is set the example. I realized how that really had contributed to his relationships with white people, again, particularly in the South, who controlled a lot of the venues, businesses apart, you got to that perception so you can be prepared for what they might come up. I was with the artist and well, whenever we're talking, trying to get the fellow to get the business together.
He's there, man. Right? A lot of people call it show business. He said it's show and business.
James was in charge of whatever happened with his organization. The manager
black artists would come on Ed Sullivan, they would usually come on and perform with Ed Sullivan's house band, who were excellent musicians, but you got no soul out of them at all. James Brown made it clear he was coming on one way and one way only, and that was with his full band. So you were going to see the James Brown show. Sullivan was the kind of show where the whole family sat in front of the TV on Sunday and watched together. So my mom and dad was like, oh, that James Brown you always talk about. You know that you're the only person. It was like watching something from outer space for them. And I imagine white America probably did draw drop.
Ed Sullivan Show was the peak of American musical entertainment at that time. The black community was very proud that he would be on the same show that presented Elvis and the Beatles, and that catapulted him to a whole new level.
I was sure of myself. I knew what I had. Thank you very much. Singing was the first step to do the real thing that I want to do.
Programs normally seen at this time will not be broadcast in order to bring you this CBS News special report. The March in Mississippi.
I plan to begin my voter registration march in Mississippi on Sunday, June 5th, 1966, from the downtown Memphis Peabody Hotel.
They call it the place where the Delta begins. The Mississippi Delta, a rich soil and big plantation and a population that is predominantly Negro. If I can walk through Mississippi without harm, Meredith told reporters, other Negroes will see that they can too. Not everyone was glad to see. 2 miles further on, Meredith was felled by 3 shotgun blasts. The moment that the civil rights leaders rushed in to continue James Meredith's march, there's been a struggle to see whose philosophy would guide
brother, I didn't believe in those. Who admired Dr. King. I respected him, but I carried two or three guns all the time. But I wanted to reflect the fervor of what was going on.
In the wilderness.
Jackson, they met us out there and they had to talk to the gun. They surrounded his plane while we went in to do the concert. I don't know if I had enough time to be afraid. It was touching.
At Goodwill College, something outside of Jackson, Mississippi, Hollywood is America's market. The program is just started, and on the stage right now, James Brown. Let's join him there.
Dr. King and all the other civil rights leaders were working out the program for the next day. And Dr. King said, look here, y'all can sit right here and have it like you want to. I'm going to see James Brown. It was just euphoria all over the place that James Brown is here with us. And he said, here you are, you marched all the way through and you didn't talk about it. You gave a courageous fight. You just galvanized the crowd.
Dr. Martin Luther King, right before the gospel. Dr. King, what do you think of this rally tonight? Oh, it's a marvelous turnout. And I'm happy about the fact that so many of them are outstanding entertainers have been willing to take time out of their very busy schedule to be a part of this service.
On that particular occasion, it was James Brown who made the difference. He found a way to fit in and contribute, but also to learn a lot about the people who were trying to change America.
probably the most recognizable sound of the James Brown band.
When you got the part where you start calling my name, it's like, wow. When I recognize that I've been here, all these side of stuff, I said, well, I got this.
Now the gospel music, if you play direct rhythm with a tambourine, ag and grace notes is performance. And that's the sound of church. Clyde Stubblefield had the perfect grace notes on a snare.
I never took lessons. Music to me looked like Chinese writing. So I don't know, I just play from my heart and soul.
That concept of the blood, it changed the emphasis from where it had been in jazz. In jazz, you know, 2 and 4. That's 2, 4. Moving to the funk period, they changed the emphasis to 1 and 3. Put it down on the bottom of the drums to pick you up, drop you back down. When I joined the band, he had Cold Sweat as a hit. I didn't like it, you know. I said it's incorrect, you know, it's bad musically. They had a bridge that didn't go with the head, but I decided to take the job to get out of the South and go to New York and be discovered as a great jazz trombone player, you know. And even though I was crazy about these songs, I knew that they were different from the ordinary rhythm and blues that was happening, you know, and the band performed them real good.
The thing about performing live is there's this energy going on between the musicians and the audience. You don't get that in the recording studio. Now, that doesn't mean you can't make great music in a recording studio. You just have to have a different discipline. I think Mr. Brown's studio recordings are somehow just live shows with no audience there.
That's something I want to say right here. Now when I say, I want you to hit me one time.
James always had to work himself into whatever you were recording. I hate to do that because you go from this time of day till the next day almost. He knows that he's working with musicians who are the best at what they do, he doesn't care. You know, he's like, look, I know you can read music. I can't do any of that, but you still gotta follow me because I'm the man. For part two of Get It Together, they're having an open rehearsal right in the middle of the song. I'm thinking he left this on the record. This is brilliant. Engineer, I gotta go fade it out. You don't say that on the record. I was like, man, this is wrong.
Engineer, can you cut this thing down? Fade me on out of here, because I gotta leave anyway. Fade it on out, I'm gone.
When he get through in the recording studio, they would print up his records right there next door in King Studio. So everything was coming out in a day. It didn't take no week or nothing, just right there. See, own King Studio, not money-wise, but talent-wise.
There was no other artist who had that kind of control or those kinds of resources. At that time, his manager, Ben Barr, passed away in 1968. From that point on, James Brown was essentially self-managed.
All he talked about was how much money he could make, how big he was. Sometimes he would start a conversation about football or baseball, but he always get right back to what song we gonna do this time and who messed up and stuff like that. He never parted with the band. He was not a business for us.
He was married with his girlfriend. One Sunday afternoon, he might ride the bus.
He didn't have any friends, no close friends. He had to force people to be around him.